It was all going very well. I was away on my jollies to Stockholm, Sweden, and suddenly I was summoned to Berlin to see the OG World Time clock. Well, there I met a guy with what appeared to be a World Time. Or was it? Let's battle.
Guten Morgen! I made it. I'm in Berlin, Germany, and I've come to see Mr. Higgins, and we're here for the battle of the World Timers.
Hello guys, this is Jonathan Quayle Higgins, live from Berlin, or not so live because this is a recorded video. So I had the pleasure to meet up with jamieopulence for our long-awaited battle of the World Timers, and here we go. So we're gonna have this battle in several rounds, and we will look at different aspects of our World Timers and make a comparison. There is one rule: Jamie is not allowed to talk bad about my World Timer. I'm not allowed to talk badly about his World Timer. So let's go.
It's Patek Philippe 5231J, J being jaune, yellow gold, and of course it has the cloisonné enamel dial, which is truly spectacular.
Jamie, as a true Patek connoisseur, you have to learn how to pronounce cloisonné, because that's the way it's being pronounced.
Should it be Khaleesi?
231J Khaleesi dial.
Okay, let's find a middle ground in Khaleesi, okay?
Okay, I'm happy with that. That's fine. So obviously your watch, Sven Andersen, from a horology house called Andersen Geneve, in collaboration with a guy called is it Benjamin Chi?
Benjamin Chi from Singapore. Yes, he's the brain father of this watch. He designed it, and Andersen Geneve produced it. Yes.
Okay, and in terms of size, what is yours?
Mine is 37.8. And yours?
Mine is 38.5. So fairly close together. Mine yellow gold. Yours is platinum.
Yeah.
Wow.
950 platinum. You know what strikes me is your watch looks really larger than mine, and it's only 0.7 millimeters. So
that is true. That might be the way they've done this. The bezel, it's like beveled. I think that's the terminology they use, which may give sort of a larger appearance. That might actually sort of be the reason why it looks or it has a better presence size than it actually is.
But I would say my watch doesn't look undersized when being worn on the wrist. I think we are gonna make wrist shots. Do you also want to put it on your wrist, just for a comparison?
Yeah, let's have a look. I've not actually put yours on. Let's have a.
You should do that.
Yeah, it's very sleek. It feels discreet. It feels discreet. The presence is decent. I mean, it's big size, but it does feel somewhat discreet compared to the Patek.
I think both watch or case designs are dominated by those lugs. So yours have the classical Patek Philippe lugs. My watch has those eagle wings lugs, or some people call it differently, but I prefer eagle wings. And I think that is a signature thing on both watches. Would you agree on that?
Yeah. I was looking yesterday at the lugs on this. It reminds me sort of, I would say, some sort of leaf or a flower of some sort. It's very unique. We'll get a really good close up of that. I've not seen anything like this. It's gorgeous.
What is also special is that the surface of those lugs is really concave, so it's shaped out, and it must be really difficult to make those.
And I guess in terms of the depth, it's pretty much the same, more or less.
Yeah, I would agree on that.
I've often had mentioned, especially with the Patek, the hour hand, the glass. I've never noticed it. Like I've been using this watch well over a year now, and I've never been conscious of it being an issue in any case. I mean, I actually think that the idea behind it is so that I can see through the hand and actually get to what is the crown jewel in this watch, the cloisonné, the Khaleesi. You want to see as much of the earth as possible, and if you had a nice big hand, you're going to be cutting off some of that. But what's your thoughts, Jonathan?
You know, I'm breaking now rule number 1 because I'm not allowed to talk negatively about your watch. I'm personally not so what you said about the functional aspect of those hands, so that you try to cover as little as possible from those beautiful cloisonné dials, that makes total sense. It is just I don't like that. It looks like a magnifying glass for old people. That is what I associate with, and I know that that my problem is also with the sidework, the fat guy with the t-shirt. Once you have those images in your head, you can't get over them. But that is me, and it's not my watch. You asked me about my opinion, and that is. But everybody has a different opinion, and I don't want to talk bad.
Honestly, when I see the hour hand, I don't see that hour hand.
Okay.
I see straight through it to the earth. So. Yeah, it does its job. It tells me which hour of the day we're at, but I just don't see it. I see straight through it, and it makes sense. No issue whatsoever for me.
Yeah, what I like are those pierced out hands here, which follow the same concept, not to cover too much of the beautiful dial. So I think both manufacturers took care of that aspect.
What is the material on your hands?
If I know correctly, that is white gold. And yeah.
Wow, that's interesting.
I know that it's powdered with white gold.
Yeah.
Additionally.
That's so cool. All right, let's get to the main detail, the actual cloisonné enamel.
Cloisonné.
Yeah. Khaleesi. Yeah. What do you or don't you like about mine? Tell me. Let's go there.
Well, we have our golden rules. Okay, we exchange watches.
Our rules are for breaking. You know, so
I'm
German. He's German. He's come with all these rules. You know.
Yeah. We Germans never break rules. The never speed too much and all this stuff. So what I really like about your dial are certainly the colors. It's very colorful, very vibrant, very lively. A very positive mood, just like you are. So I'm a little bit more dull and and just shadowed. No, I'm just kidding. So yeah, what I really like is are the multiple colors, particularly on those continents. Those make sense, and those are beautiful. What I also like is the full overview. I think that is called the Atlantic dial or something like that.
Yeah. So look, you've got the Americas. And then, of course, you've got the Europe and closing in on Russia, and of course, in the middle, you've got the Atlantic Ocean. And
so, I just wonder where's the Pontiff?
The Pontiff, he didn't make the cut. 5231G, which is the current model from Patek, does have Oceania. So, if you'd want Pontiff on your dial, you'd need to go for that model.
But then you won't have Europe on.
Yeah, and just me being, European, my perspective looking at the globe as a kid has always been to see where I am and really the Americas. But you can't have it all, right? And it seems that on your watch they've made an attempt to squeeze quite a bit in. And yeah, you've got Europe, you've got Africa. You've got all of Eurasia, Russia, China, Australia. I mean, yeah, there's a lot going on. I looked yesterday at your watch with the loop, and the bit in particular that I really liked is the ocean, the darkness. Like when you get to the south, I think that's the Pacific Ocean.
Yeah.
When you get the loop and really get into that ocean with the loop, it's deep blue. But just coming back to mine. I've always been impressed, like with the vividness. I feel the colours are very vivid.
Yep. Actually, I told you yesterday, we were talking about the oceans, and your ocean here is very uniform, but very vibrant as well. And I told you I'm starting about having second thoughts if the decision to have those deep parts of the oceans really dark was the right decision, because I like the lovely color of your ocean and the uniformly blue tone. And what really strikes me is that different makers of those dials have different shades of blue. It is blue, but it's a total different shade of blue. I would say yours is a little bit more on the. It has more yellow, in my opinion. The blue, while my blue is a little bit more inky. Would you agree on that?
Yeah. Yours is definitely much darker, and not just the blue, but all of the colours, the greens, the yellows. I mean, and one watch from the same manufacturer. So the same watch that Jonathan has here. The other 5 or 6 pieces that have come out from this Andersen Geneve are all going to be very different. Like the color scheme is never going to be exactly the same, and even as close as getting into the actual cloisonné, the prisms where they're building, the countries, they're all going to be slightly different, and that's what's so beautiful about this being the art of horology. But within the art of horology, we have art within the piece, being the enameling, the cloisonné. It's incredible.
It's unique. Yes, it's true craftsmanship. Yes. So I've heard some comments. People were saying I deliberately closed out America. Has nothing to do with how I feel about America. Actually, I love America. The objective for my dial was I wanted 3 spaces on the dial, and that is Hamburg, that is Hong Kong, and that is the beautiful island of Bora Bora, and all are here on that dial. If we would have incorporated the United States or the South and North America, it would have been too focused out, and the details would have been then lost.
Yeah, and that's very unique. The fact that you've been able to really personalize this watch and make it your watch, truly your watch. So you've gone with certain locations on the city ring, which obviously have deep meaning to you. Perhaps where you got married, perhaps where you've had an amazing holiday. In my case, I would have perhaps put where my wife grew up, Baghdad, where we had a baby, Malaga, where we grew up, together, where we got married. I mean, the possibilities are endless. And whilst we're looking at the city ring, I just want to say Aventurine, like whoever the designer was within Sven Andersen or Andersen Geneve, whoever it was that decided, it's incredible.
That is Benjamin Chi's decision.
Benjamin Chi, yeah.
Benjamin Chi wanted that Aventurine.
I just imagine sitting at the traffic light, nice sunny day, and just glancing at the wrist and sort of seeing what the time is, and the sparkle from the Aventurine just coming back and hitting you in the eye. Not just the sparkle, but also the dial. You're going to get different variations of color reflections.
We're trying to do the sparkle here on video. Maybe you're able to see it, or maybe not.
Yeah. There's only one thing that I didn't. We've been nice. There's only one thing that I don't like. Everything else I love. Platinum. Everything's beautiful. There's only one thing. The hour ring. I would just do what Patek have done, which is, you can clearly define or make a distinction between what are the daylight hours and what are the nighttime hours. So on my one, from 7 a.m. till 6 p.m., it's in a lighter coloured, lighter shade of colour. And then the night time is 7 p.m. till 6 a.m. It's a darker colour. So just looking at yours, it's all one.
Yeah, it's all one
colour. But that's just a minor knowing what I know and having had that watch.
And I agree with you. I think I'm not Benjamin Chi's spokesman. I think he tried to make his own world time, and I think he tried hard to counter the arguments that he was just copying Patek Philippe.
Yeah.
So I think that is the main reason, because it's not rocket science to divide those hour rings into 2 different.
But one thing that you did manage to achieve by having that colour is you've matched it with the strap.
Yes.
Shots fired. Hit the deck.
We matched it. Now another controversy. Yes, the strap, which is cursing.
What have you got to say about the strap?
Actually, nothing. I like it. What is your opinion?
Well, I'm not too sure. It's
How about the stitching?
I've seen I've seen some of the controversy, but yeah, it's okay. What would you call this color? Is it like a turquoisey or teal maybe?
I would call it grey with a greenish hue.
Yeah,
that is how I call it.
Yeah, but you know, the strap's neither here nor there. It's about the watch. And
yes, and keep in mind, the first time I've seen that watch in that monochrome article, it had this kind of colored strap, so I'm a little bit influenced by this color, because that is how I fell in love with the watch. So I would defend this particular strap.
you think this strap is from Camille Fournet?
No, it's not Camille Fournet. It's a different maker. But maybe you have noticed it's also inside alligator. So that is true luxury. So inside it's a different.
But that's
contrasting-
rough. That feels a bit rough. Like on mine, the inside.
Yeah, because it's not
It's
alligator.
more soft. Yeah. But I like a softer feeling on the
Oh,
wrist.
come on, Jamie. You're not such a snowflake. So
Wow.
yeah, be a man and feel the alligator on your wrist.
Yeah, but this is well timed. This is about elegance. This is about not roughing it in economy. It's about going business class. So we want.
So
we want-
business class, you're not having leather seats. You're saying, or
No, it's much more comfortable than economy. But yeah, deployant. That's the only addition as well. If you can get onto Andersen Geneve about having a deployant, I always find with the tang buckle, it's okay, but yeah, just it's a nice luxury to have a deployant clasp. So I would love you to have that. What do you think? Do you think
I
you
agree
need
with
it,
you.
or-
I agree with you. And you see, I've been wearing the watch now for 3 weeks, actually for 2, because I put it away not to scratch it. You can also see, already see how the watch or how the strap is bent. So it's suffering from being put on and off through that tang buckle. So I agree that deployant buckle would be something that I would really like to get from Sven Andersen. Keep in mind, platinum deployant buckles are really expensive. So
Wow.
Yeah.
So this, as it is platinum.
yes, that is
Okay.
platinum, yeah.
But a deployant, I mean, that's going to be thousands, right?
Yes,
I mean,
the Lange deployant I think is over 10,000.
oh my God.
Do you
Wow.
know the price of the deployant buckle from Patek Philippe?
For the yellow gold, I suspect is probably 3, 4, 5,000, something in that region. But 10,000 for.
By the way, I just want to brag here with my Lange polishing cloth, just in case the viewers have to realize that.
Yeah. All right. I'll tell you what. Let's flip the watch over.
Oh, that's very
I-
difficult with the deployant buckle. 1 second.
I adore the mother of pearl. The mother of pearl outer ring. I adore. My daughter's name Pearl. So there's something about pearl that I just adore. What is how did they get the writing, the Benjamin Chi Horology, Andersen Geneve? How did they get that into the mother of pearl?
I think it's printed on top, if I know that correctly. But I agree with you. I think that's a very nice touch, because usually those movement rings are metal, precious metal or not. And it's just such a beautiful romantic idea by Benjamin Chi to make that in mother of pearl. That just gives... You were talking about having an extra level of luxury, and I think that is an extra level of luxury, that mother of pearl movement ring.
Yeah. And you love your... The rotor, don't you? You love that, the blue. You keep talking about the blue.
I have a hard time to decide which one of those 3 components is really the most attractive. And in my opinion, the rotor is the most attractive part of this watch, followed then by the Aventurin City Ring, followed then by the Cloisonné dial. We started with a special thing about the cloisonné dial, but in my opinion, the star of the show or of the watch is really that beautiful solid gold blue gold rotor, which is just hypnotizing.
Do you think? I'm going to choose the Aventurine as the bit I like the most.
You don't like the rotor?
I love the rotor, but if I have to choose one of what is going to be the star, it's the Aventurine. I love it. I love it. I love it. Yeah, I would do Aventurine and then the Pearl and then the rotor.
Yeah, there are so many nice aspects, and I've said it before. Ben really tried to make something super luxury, and I disagree with you. Of the inside alligator, I think that's really cool, and that is true luxury when you have the alligator leather inside, and that is just a topic throughout the watch. Then it falls short a little bit on the deployment or the lack of the deployment buckle.
But there's hope. There's hope with some persuasion. Sven Andersen would be willing, and it makes complete sense because a lot of these buyers that are going to be buying these watches from Sven, they're going to be used to wearing watches that are on deployment, and of course it's an additional revenue stream for him. So
I think also people tend to go more and more to deployment buckle, but there is a downside with deployment buckle. I show you my travel case, which I'm using here, and you will have a hard time to put your watch on the deployment buckle here inside, so it's a little bit finicky. So you have to have a larger volume if you're really using that pouch. This pouch carries 2 watches, but you have to have a tang buckle.
Yeah, but that's just it's not an issue with the watch. That's an issue with the case.
It's an additional aspect.
There's nothing wrong with the watch.
No.
It's your travel case that needs to go.
Oh, okay.
Because I have a travel case which is not to hand, where I can actually close the deployment clasp and place the watch within the travel case, and it's absolutely no issue. So that's a moot point. Nil point.
Okay.
Nil point.
It was worth a try.
Yeah. So tell me, micro rotor.
I love micro rotors. I'm a big fan of micro rotors. I told you that yesterday evening. I think the finishing on the micro rotor is better than I expected. I like the movement better than I thought I would like it. But still, how nice would it be if that rotor would be blue?
Yeah, but gold for me, yellow gold, is opulence, and I'm not really into platinum. I respect it. Of course, it's an incredibly precious metal, very, very special, and it's discreet. But I like yellow gold, not rose gold, not white gold, yellow gold.
Which is a fair point. That is my preference. I don't have any yellow gold watches, and so we have different tastes. But I hope that we're drinking a beer tonight together, still, with over all those disagreements.
A beer and a currywurst.
Okay, yeah, currywurst. You're due to have a currywurst. But I'll be honest. Here in Berlin, and now I'm opening a can of worms within Germany. Coming from Hamburg, I would say the better currywurst is in Hamburg. You don't get a really good currywurst here in Berlin, in my opinion. But we're gonna try it.
Yeah. And imagine you've just taken a flight. You've gone. So of course, right now, being in Berlin, the city ring is set to Paris as the local time zone.
And mine is set to Hamburg.
Yeah, I'm gonna hop on a flight. I'm gonna land in Bangers, Beijing. We're going to just press the button. What do you make of that as
it's beautiful.
Function?
The function is genius, and I will admit that it's better than on my watch, which is a little bit complicated to set. Oh, now I overdid it. So
now that's
we
not
have
an issue. You can go all the way around the world.
But
again.
you can go easily back with my watch.
Yeah, I found yours to be relatively easy. You just literally get your finger. We'll get a nice close-up of this in a minute, but you get your finger in it. It's not too difficult.
And you can set it back and forth. Here, that one goes only in one direction.
You can get precision. I mean, of course, mine's going to be precise, but with this, if you go a little bit too far or a little bit not so far, you can ever so gently go until you've got the precise point.
But I think it's very interesting to see while you move the city ring, the hour ring moves in the different direction.
Yeah.
So you can see that there is some kind of very high-end ingenuity that is going into those. But I think the system is the same with Louis Courtier. Only the modus how to set them separates those two watches.
Yeah.
So let me try to get in bangers.
Bangers. You know, I adore the World Time.
I overdid it. So that is the angle.
Got
here.
again.
Oh,
You're
okay.
aiming for Beijing.
Yeah,
He's got something going on with Beijing.
Yeah, I'm going to receive a letter of complaint now by Thierry Sterner.
Yeah. I love this, the whole concept of what is World Time.
Yeah.
You know, the ability just to literally glance. So it's 6 p.m. in Beijing. We're wondering what time is it in Buenos Aires. We look down at the bottom. It's coming up, 7 a.m. over to Moscow. It's 1 p.m. You've got a client in Auckland, New Zealand. You're thinking, should I give the client a call or is it a bit too late?
Am I knocking him
It's
out
9
a bit?
p.m. You go for it. You know, that's just incredible. The concept of being able to tell the time. And it's so romantic. Like for me, I have to travel. I adore travel. And this is the watch that is all about travel.
I think, Jamie, you are traveling in your mind over your beautiful globus that you have at home. So here you have it in your pocket or on your wrist, and it's basically the same system. In your mind, you're just looking over those maps and think, been there. I have to go there. Oh, how remote is it? How serene is it? So one day I'll be going there. I think we both have the same ideas.
Yeah, I wondered whether to sort of try and go to each of these cities on the ring. And get some sort of snapshot of the watch in each place and put together a video, but I don't need that sort of hassle in my life. Like, I need to get to Dhaka, or I need to get to wherever. So I quickly, but it's still playing on my mind clearly as I'm bringing it up.
I will certainly do that with mine. I don't feel like it's a hassle because I'm poking now the possibility to personalize that. So most of those destinations are handpicked. So I want to be there again, or I want to be there at the first time. So I'm going to share with Benjamin Chi the shots in those particular cities.
Yeah, and you can just imagine, like, you go to Dubai, you get the picture of the watch with the Burj Khalifa.
Yes.
You go to Paris, you get the Eiffel Tower. Yeah. You go to Alaska, you get the snow.
Yeah.
Bora Bora, the
bit by
beach.
an iceberg or something.
Yeah. Bombay, wow, that's so nice as well. Bombay.
So that is the plan, yes, to take a picture of the watch with the landmark.
Yeah, and winding the watch.
Oh!
Shots fired. Hit the deck.
Shots fired.
Yes, shots
Hit
fired.
the deck. Let's talk about the winding, the functionality. How about you take yours and
can I defend my watch? So winding my watch up is really difficult because that crown is so tiny and slim. It's almost impossible. So what you do, you set the time roughly. Then you shake it a little bit because winding it is more or less impossible. So, but you shake it a little bit. Then the balance wheel is starting slowly, so it will not be precise. So you give it an hour on the wrist, and then you set it properly. That is the proper protocol, and I'll give you that. You don't even have to talk about it. That yours is more convenient and more easy to set. But I will say that. Benjamin Chi did a great job in hiding those crowns. I know that he tried to avoid the Teletubby look.
Yeah, which is the original Patek World Time. Was it 2523 or
Yes.
252,
Yeah.
in that region. It had the two crowns on either side, and
Sticking out.
that's like the classic, like original OG.
It's a classic,
World
but
Time.
it still looks weird from a modern point of view. I know that Benjamin Chi doesn't like those pushers sticking
Right.
out. He's a purist. I think it has a functional purpose, and I'm totally okay with it.
Yeah.
But I accept and I understand Benjamin Chi's design philosophy. Keep in mind, I'm repeating myself, he tried to do something very different than Patek Philippe.
But if it could just be where you push it and then it pops out, that would have been. I don't know how difficult that is. Obviously, I'm no designer, but
Yeah.
I would love it to be like that, as opposed to, because I tried to, I didn't even try to wind it. I just tried to change the hour, and
So to
couldn't do it.
set the watch, you better use both fingernails. But even if you try to use both fingers, it doesn't work. You really have to push with your fingernails out, and then you can set it. But also setting it is really difficult. So it's not really enjoyable. You can do it, but this watch I'm keeping on a winder.
what is the power reserve? How long?
I haven't tested it. I think it's around 40 hours.
40, yeah. So if you wear it most sort of days and then put it down in the evening and pick it up in the morning, it's still
Should
going to
be
be
okay,
still going to be fine.
Yeah, and if I'm not wearing it, then I'm putting it on the winder.
But worst case scenario, if you didn't have it on a winder, I would just put it on the wrist, go for a walk for 10 minutes. It's going to start moving, and then set the time, and then you're good to
Yeah.
go. It will just wind throughout the day.
So here is the clear practical advantage for Patek Philippe. Visually, design-wise, we can argue all day long which solution is the prettier one. What I like about the Benjamin Chi watch is he has those kind of weird shapes. Look how the bezel overhangs here.
Okay.
So it has a notch, which is then repeated in this pattern here. This edge overhangs on the center of the lux. You can see here that groove, which is also repeated here. So there is a lot of thought in that design. A very much personality, by the way. That overhangs as well as here. So those are more far away than the case itself. So it is a different design philosophy, and I think both are pretty.
Yeah. So let's talk about the winner, the verdict.
Oh, that's gonna be a tough one.
This man needs no introduction. Herewith, Dodger.
Well, I've got to say, chaps, these guys have really put me on the spot. The worst thing about this whole experience is that they forced me for 6 hours to stare at these watches and try and make some kind of comparison. So probably for over a 6 hour period of time, I have been going over these watches in the hand with the loupe, trying to see what the difference is. What can I say? I mean, it is so difficult to make any kind of comparison. I mean, certainly there is more crammed into Jonathan's watch in terms of continents, and it's a handmade. Jonathan's watch is made for him. It's a piece unique. I mean, I can say the finish standard from both of these makers is exceptional. You really wouldn't want to sort of pick at nits between who's got the quality of finish of these movements. This is probably the only way I could pick them apart. Is outstanding, simply outstanding. Completely impossible for me to choose a winner. I will say that looking at the rotors, it does appear that Jonathan has got steel balls and Jamie has got ceramic balls. The finish of the rotor on Jonathan's watch is unique and exceptional. He had that done especially. I've never seen a bluing done on gold before. It must be some kind of very special process. The engraving on that, the turning is exceptional. I love the pearl rehaut on the rear with the Andersen Geneve writing around it. It's completely impossible, guys. Can't choose, but look, hey, I have a simple solution. Get one of these.
Pepsi?
Pepsi!
Oh, come on, Dodger.
Yeah, sorry.
What's wrong
Sorry,
with you?
guys.
Dodger.
Sorry, guys.
You're fired. You suck.
Sorry, guys.
Get out of here.
Come on, just. So, guys, simple solution. Go for the Pepsi. Problem solved.